Hi, it's Ahaji from AhajiAmos.com. Thanks for tuning into my channel. And today I want to talk to you guys about design patents versus a patent on an invention, which is a utility patent. So I get a lot of inquiries from people who are asking me or telling me that they want to get a design patent, only to learn that they have an invention. So just recently I had a potential client email me to say, hey, I have this new medical device and I want to get a design patent on it. And I quickly replied without even thinking, hey, you can't get a design patent on a medical device, generally speaking. And then I thought about it. Well, that's not really true. And so, I want to take a step back and really explain to people the differences between design patents and utility patents. There is a difference, but there also is a gray area. And so there are instances, lots of instances, where you can get both a design patent and a utility patent essentially on the same thing. So I'm going to try to explain by example. And so the most common the most common type of product in which it's very common to get a design patent and a utility patent on the same product would be on shoes. So we can talk about my shoes. I'm a runner, so my shoes are actually dirty. It's just I don't have any clean shoes because I actually run, and so I just picked up my shoes and thought, okay, well, let me talk about my shoes. So if you can see here, the bottom of my shoe says torsion system, and so the reason I love these shoes is because they honestly they feel like they were meant for me. They propel me when I'm running. They absorb the shock, and they put my heel and toe in the perfect place for running so that I don't have any pain afterwards. My daughter's shoe, she actually walks with her toes up, she told me the other day, so that she does not even crease the top of her shoe. Totally white, very clean, but it's different. It looks different from my shoe. In a lot of ways, it's almost unused, even though she's had them for a while and wears them all the time. She doesn't run in them, and so I'm going to use these two shoes to demonstrate the differences between the two. So, the basics: a design patent covers the ornamental design of a product. So it still has to meet the statutory requirements for a patent. It has to be patentable subject matter, which means it can't exist in nature. You can't go outside and get a leaf and get a design patent on it because you didn't invent it, God did. So it has to be patentable subject matter. You invented it. It has to be new. You have to be the first one to have made it up or invented it. That conception had to be in your head. And it has to be non-obvious, so it can't be a completely obvious variation of something that already exists. So you can't simply take something and change the color of it and then say that it's new. And those are the requirements for both design patents and utility patents. But for design patents, you have to show, or it has to be true, that there is no utility in it, meaning that the design itself has no function other than to make it fanciful is the term that they use. It just needs to make it pretty or desirable or different. No utility. It can't have a purpose. So the design can't have a purpose. For a utility patent, you actually need to have functionality. It needs to have a purpose. It needs to do something. It needs to solve a problem. Design patents don't solve problems. Utility patents solve problems. So in the case of a shoe, so if you look at a shoe, you see the torquing system. That torquing system is solving a problem. It's absorbing torque. Not torque. Maybe torque. It may be absorbing torque, but it's also going to be absorbing shock, and it's going to be positioning the foot in a way that makes running optimal and that makes impact less than it would be if you were running on concrete. It does quite a few things. That's why we buy different types of shoes, because the the suspension system, if you will, at the bottom of the shoes is going to do different things. So for example, there are balloons with air pockets that I can feel when I'm running up here. They don't exist here, but they do exist here. And so that is useful. And so there's a trademark, there's a patent that covers this suspension system that's built into the inside of the shoe that we can't see. So it's in there. So this shoe could infringe the patent on this shoe, and we wouldn't be able to see it because that system is on the inside. So utility patents cover useful aspects, new inventions that are useful and functional. So that could be true here as well. Utility patents also last for 20 years and design patents don't. Now, a design patent. How could you also get a design patent on the shoe? Well, the shoe has a design. So the way that the shoe looks can be covered by a design patent. Lots of shoe manufacturers cover their shoes with design patents. Some don't. It takes about a year for a design patent to issue. And since it takes about a year, sometimes, shoes are fads and they come and go with the season, and so they don't bother to do that. But there are plenty of shoes and shoe brands and companies that choose to patent each and every one of their designs, especially if it's a new type of shoe or a new shape of shoe, a new type of heel. They will definitely get a design patent on that. And so again, the shoes don't look the same. So to infringe a design patent, a consumer has to be confused. They have to think that they're the same shoe, right? And so no one will look at these shoes and think that they're the same shoe. So this can't infringe this design patent, but it can definitely infringe the patent on the way the shoe works on the inside. So those are the main differences. So design patents cover non-functional design, and utility patents cover functional features. And design patents last for 14 years, utility patents last for 20 years. If possible, if you're going to ask me, I get asked all the time, which one would I choose? I would choose both. So if money is not an issue and if you can get both, you want to get both, because the infringement standards are going to be different for each one. So to infringe a utility patent, you have to show that they made it or used it, every element in the claim. So if we're talking about this suspension system that's in the shoe, we're just going to look through all the elements. How many balloons? How are they shaped? What do they do? We're just going to go through the claim, A, B, C, and D. And if A, B, C, or D exist in the infringing product, there is infringement. For design patents, you're going to hold them up together and say, does one look enough like the other that one would mistake the other one for the other? So the standards are very different. Infringement can be very different. You may not want the device in your utility patent being used without you getting a royalty on it. That's you want to be known as that shoe that runners like, and so you want to maintain control over that. But you also don't want a shoe that it's going to look just like your shoe, because consumers also buy shoes because they just like the way they look. So you want to try to get both. If you don't have enough money to get both, you want to go with utility, because utility patents are more broad. It's really hard to hold up two things and to be able to convince a judge or a jury that they are so much alike that the consuming public would believe that they are the same. Much, much easier to go element by element to say that all these elements exist in the prior art. And utility patents last for 20 years. And so it's stronger, it's longer, and it's your best bet. All right, again, we do patents, trademarks, copyrights, oppositions, cancellations, franchising, franchise review, franchise drafting. We represent franchises, and so if you have any intellectual property need, then please give us a call. You can schedule a free consultation on my website.